Marvel Star Wars gets an epic crossover.
And we look inside Pow's mouth and find out who he really is on the inside.
It's a human man.
This week on the Star Wars Show, Andy sits down with Against Me's Laura Jane Grace. Pablo Hidalgo checks out the aliens of Rogue One, and much, much more. Now, from the Lucasfilm headquarters, it's the Star Wars Show.
Hi, I'm Anthony Carboni.
And I'm Andy Gutierrez. And this week we have so much news to cover, we aren't even going to waste time at the top of the show with an overwrought and unfunny joke. Marvel Star Wars is embarking on an epic 5-issue crossover event titled Screaming Citadel.
The series begins with a special one-shot by Kieran Gillen, then continues with Star Wars number 31 and Dr. Aphra number 7.
The story follows Luke Skywalker reluctantly teaming up with Dr. Aphra as they investigate an infamous castle on the edge of space known as the Screaming Citadel.
And you can check out the crossover for yourself beginning in May.
The Star Wars Humble Bundle returns to Steam this week, and this year the deeply discounted Star Wars games are benefiting UNICEF via Force for Change.
Over the next 2 weeks, tons of classic Star Wars video games are on sale for as little as a single $1. The more you pay, the more bundles of games you get.
The Star Wars Humble Bundle 3 runs until February 21st.
There's some good ones in there. I'm not going to tell you which ones to get, but there's some good ones. For more information, list of games, and bundles, check out this link.
Shifting over to Star Wars Celebration Orlando because it's rapidly approaching, Felicity Jones will be appearing to sign autographs for fans in the autograph hall presented by Topps.
Felicity will be joined by the Emperor, Ian McDiarmid, as well as Jeremy Bulloch, who played Andy's favorite bounty hunter, Boba Fett.
Jeremy's a lovely man. For more details about the Autograph Pavilion, check out StarWarsAuthentics.com.
And while you're at Celebration, April 13th through 16th, Orlando, Florida, why not pop over to Walt Disney World for Star Wars Galactic Nights, where Andy and I will be your hosts for an evening of Star Wars-themed dance parties, celebrity talk shows, photo ops, and parades.
You can get your tickets right now here. And for more breaking Star Wars news from around the galaxy, be sure to check out StarWars.com.
I'm here with Neil Scanlon, Creature Effects Supervisor, and Neil's offered to walk us through creations here for the film.
Some little interesting things about it is that when we were talking to Gareth about this character, he has this sort of muscle. He's a big, strong, heavy character. We would joke that a Wookiee came across the path of a Wampa one day and had a romantic interlude.
And I thought this was a really cool detail, the voice box illustration here.
It's actually an iPhone. It can hear the voice of the person who's puppeteering Ian's head. As we talked about this character and he grew in Gareth's mind, he came up with this concept that he would be fantastic for him to be able to vocalize a really important moment in a battle sequence. When this character shouts and he opens his mouth, so does Derek. And the idea being that when you look down there, you'd see right down Derek's throat.
This is a new Mon Calamari for Star Wars Rogue One. This guy has not seen a lot of sunlight, it looks like, apparently.
No.
Tim, you were the original Admiral Akbar back for Return of the Jedi.
A long time ago, yeah. And in that one, he had a very limited movement, and most of the stuff you see was actually a Muppet-style hand puppet. I just get to stand there now, and Mark takes over the whole thing. It's a trap!
Right behind me, Nick Kellington is being suited up. He is getting his head on right now, and we're going to watch him undergo a stills photography session. Now, it's your eyes that are underneath the mask.
My eyes with contact lenses on, with kind of chimp orange contact lenses.
This area is polarized texture photography. It just gives you a true color reference, and it also gives you a nice flat image, so if they needed to drop him into a CGI scene, they can light him from any direction.
This is our 3D scanning system, so we have 46 DSLR cameras in here, and it will create an accurate 3D model.
Thank you for joining us on the set of Rogue One.
The captain says you are a friend. I will not kill you.
Hey guys, welcome to the show, rock legend Laura Jane Grace. Thank you so much for joining us. I know you're on your book tour right now for your new book, Tranny Confessions of Rock's Most Infamous Anarchist Sellout.
It's a mouthful.
It is. It's a good title.
Well, it's unfortunate that all the Star Wars memories were kind of cut and left out of the book. I always say, like in interviews, like my first memories were of gender dysphoria, but really it's my first memories were of gender dysphoria and Star Wars. And really legitimately, like some of my first memories are when Jedi came out and seeing at the movie theaters the cutouts and the promotion materials around it.
So what would you say it was that really hooked you when you were a kid?
Waiting for your real true path in life to reveal itself to you. You know, feeling like you didn't belong where you were, you know, like just made such a severe impression on me. And at that age, like I played legitimately with the Star Wars toys, but then went on to later have them all boxed still and like be a serious collector. Although like 7-8 years ago, I went ahead and I just eBayed everything I had because I had too much, like,
Really?
which was stupid and I regret it. But now since I have a 7-year-old, I've been slowly going back and like rebuying everything. So.
Right. Was there anything that you kept, that you held on to, that you have?
I did. You know Squid Face from Jedi, who it turns out was Jabba's accountant. So this was a toy that terrified me when I was a child, so much so that when my dad had to do a year in Korea, I made him take the toy with him because I was just too scared of it. But he brought it back and I've held on to it still has the cape and everything. But then
sweet.
to like all those years later learn that was an accountant.
Accounts can be really scary though.
Right.
So you've been introducing your daughter to Star Wars.
I have, very much so. I originally showed her the first 3, and then like when we saw Force Awakens, I made her go back and we watched the prequels and we watched them all in sequential order again, and then went and saw Force Awakens again for a second time. I think we saw Force Awakens like 5 or 6 times in the theater.
Did you find maybe a new appreciation for it since your daughter kind of had a fresh set of eyes?
Totally, yeah. And I mean, really, like, she kind of changed me around on the prequels too, where like I asked her after watching them, like, okay, what was your favorite part? And she's like, oh, Jar Jar Binks, like hands down. And it like really made me realize, like, okay, fine, you know, like you got that out of that. That really appealed to you. Maybe I'm wrong about Jar Jar. Maybe there is redeeming qualities to Jar Jar.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you so much for coming by. It was a real pleasure getting to meet you.
The pleasure was all mine.
Nice cheese. Hey guys, I am out here at the Lake Cunningham Skate Park, the largest skate park in California here in San Jose, and I'm gonna go talk to Tom Asda and Chris Cole about Star Wars and skateboarding. You're hardcore now. You've got your Stormtrooper tattoo on your knuckle.
Yeah, I wear it pretty proud. It's cool. It's been there for a couple years too. I remember seeing Star Wars for the first time, and I was up in my aunt and uncle's area in Woodstock, New York, as we were all getting together for the holidays, and I thought that it was like super awesome, and I always kept that memory. But then when I had my own son, I wanted to introduce him to Star Wars, and the moment I turned it on, I was like immediately hooked again, like, oh my God, this is incredible.
What do you think it is about Star Wars that kind of like hooks people in like the extreme sports world?
I think that's just with kind of everything, not really just action sports.
It's also for the grown-up kids that like Star Wars. You like to be a big kid, you like to go out and skateboard, and then here's the two merging together.
I think both times I've tried to skateboard, I almost killed myself.
It's pretty tough. It's
tough.
You have to have a good amount of positive experience in figuring out the board before you fall.
Right.
Because if you stand on it and slam out of nowhere and you don't know what happened, it's like being punched in the dark.
Yeah, you're not super motivated to keep going.
Yeah, you're just like, I don't know how to make that not happen at all, so I'm just, no thanks.
Good, I'm glad I'm not the only one who's just like, no, not for me.
That was awesome. Look at that, Andy Gutierrez, pro skater.
That's right, catch me in the X Games this summer in professional sidboarding. Or not, because it's not a real sport.
But for a moment, you had me believing professional sidboarding was a real sport.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Oh, it would be so good. Last week, we asked you to show us your Han Solo collections using the not so well phrased hashtag show us your solo. Sorry, I'm new. And it turns out you guys really like Han.
Eric Pfeiffer had an epic collection, while Katie Stout, Arwen Nicole, and Dylan Yancey showed off their Han Solo cosplay, and my good friend Chris Hawkinson from ILM sent me a picture of his awesome DL44 tattoo.
Very impressive. Plus, there was awesome fan art from Paul Bateman, Brian Keohan,